Okay guys, so day 88, Lilly code, 100 days of code. You think I would have shortened that quicker than day 88, but however, please do like and subscribe if you like my content. It means the world to me. No, thanks so much. I find if I'm not prompted, I just forget. So, you know, if there's any guys out there that would like to, thanks. And yeah, let's get going. So we set off yesterday with our Netlify error. We can't get our Netlify going. And yeah, we're going to have another look and see why that is, because it would be just great to figure out. So I'm going to check out what's going on here. So let's go back to our errors here and see what's going on. So, well, we resolved that, I'm sure. We did. So I don't know. I don't even have a local host running at the moment, no, so I can just close that. So this is what's happening, yeah. No URL found for submodule path. Yes, that's exactly our error. So let me copy this and just start afresh. So, and I will say Netlify React. And let's close everything else and just start. On Netlify React.js, cool. So no, we didn't get that error. So back here. How to deploy React application to Netlify. Sure, we're following Brad's instructions and he is using React. So let's just see what this person says. So yeah, you log in. Okay, so I'll just zoom in here. You guys need to see what I'm looking at. Have a little chai tea here. Ease the pain of errors. Netlify has made it so easy. We just have to drag and drop our build product online. So let's try that. Let's try to drag and drop our build folder. So we'll go back to Netlify. Not that I think this will make any difference, but look, it's worth a go. So don't knock it till you've tried it. Isn't that what they say? They say that. So yeah, let's add a new site. Import an existing project. Where can I drag and drop? Let's just check this again. Netlify on our screen. Onto their OnLight app, rightmost image above, left, rightmost image above. Yeah, where'd you get here though, guy? So the docs, that would be a good place to start as well, actually. So yeah, let's open that. But let's continue here for a moment. So start from a template. No, we don't want a template. GitHub. So it's just opening another window. My official team, Lilly Code Official. Oh my god, that's funny because that's my email. So yes, my repo is the one that's selected there, but let's just make sure this is the one. Let's try and do master instead. Show advanced. Okay, so let's try and deploy. No, failed again. Which I wasn't really expecting to pass because we didn't change anything, but still. So let me zoom in here because I realised yesterday you guys can't actually see this error logs and they're still a bit small. Okay, so here we have No URL found for path. Build failed to prepare repo. Checking out submodule. Registered for path. No URL found for submodule path in Git modules. No URL found for submodule path in Git modules. So my Git modules. Oh, hold on. Now I doubt that this is it, but should this be called feedback app? Because the name of my project is feedback page, actually. It was given out about that, wasn't it? No, feedback app. Not that I wonder if this will fix it, but I wonder. So let's just save, commit. Like a bit more investigation really is what's necessary, but let's just try this. So git commit, git add everything. So you guys can't see this, so I'm just going to move this over so you can. So git add everything. Git commit. Git commit changed submodule reference. Git push, and I need to give it the URL, which is, but from my URL, so not this one. This is not in my own project, so I need to fix that. So I need to come unread notifications. Oh, some security vulnerabilities. Lovely. So your profile. Here we go. Hold on. Yeah, that's the same repo. Okay, cool. And yeah, cool. So feedback app Brad React course. So this is the URL I need. Back in here, paste it. That's where we want to push our new code to change the submodule folder in the event that it might need that to be feedback app, because that's what it's saying. So then we'll go git, we'll run our npm build, which is npm run build. Yep. I swear, like, with the heat in this room from all of the equipment, it's a small room. Like, my lips just get dry, which should actually be an indication, like, probably so is my skin and my hands. So some hand cream wouldn't go astray. They do look a bit dry now I'm looking at them. The joys of being a girl. Well, boys moisturise their hands as well. Everybody moisturises if they want to. So great. So now we have our new build file created with we've changed our submodule, we've pushed up that code. So let's try again. Let's just say, and then I'm going to read the documentation. So redeploy, clear the cache, check it out. I failed again from head. So I do think it should be master that we're running this from, but however. No URL found for submodule path. Right, so this has to be somewhere in the docs, because it's an error that I just keep on getting anyway. So let's search for submodule in the Netlify documentation and see what we get. So Okay, so let's just zoom in here and read a little bit about Netlify from the docs. Netlify is an all-in-one platform for automating modern web projects. For hosting, it's just shows you your app hosted, basically. Get started, learn how to create deploys. Range from connecting a Git deployment to publishing a site with drag and drop. Let's try drag and drop. I would like that. Netlify.com drop. So let's check that out. Okay, grab your folder, drop it in. Cool, I will. So I'm just going to grab this folder. It's my build folder that I need. So there we go. Okay. Not yet deployed. Okay. So it's oh my god. So drag and drop worked, guys. I don't know what's going on somewhere in there, but the drag and drop worked. So it was deployable. It deployed. Holy Moses. Part of this is, didn't he? There we go. Oh yeah, baby. I love when things work. Hey, I love when things work. What? I love when it works. Yeah, fantastic. That is brilliant. Love when things go right, especially after a few failed attempts. That's brilliant. Great. We have our deploy, so let's continue. Great. So let's try and add something in here. Hello. Great. Yeah, we still don't have our number, but I don't care. Because yes. Okay, so at the moment now we just have a client-side application. Everything is hard-coded and it's displayed. What we want to do is store this information in the back end so that we can keep track of it, so that when we reload the page, it doesn't just go back to its initial state, so that we keep the content that we have. So if we add something in here, pick a rating, send, and then we reload, that'll disappear because we're not storing it somewhere. So we just go back to the initial state. Yes, we're going to use JSON server to interact with like a backend, and then we can interact with it via the API. Yeah, so we can make requests to it, like to fetch data or to post data or to delete data, and then it will send back the response. So this way it's the state is kept, you know, we're not going to reload and lose that information because it's stored in the database. Yeah. So the data is saved in a database, and you build a backend API that can interact with the database and get the data from the database. And it typically returns it as a JSON. So yeah, Laravel, Django, they're different backend frameworks. Yeah. And there's special URLs or endpoints that you can access to get the data back or interact with this data, to send a request and to get a response. So you can use the Fetch API, which is inbuilt into the browser, or you can use HTTP or Axios. So seeing as we have our state being tracked in our context file, we're going to do our API calls from that context file, because that's where we're keeping track of this data, and put it into our global state. So we have everything set up really. Now all we need to do is add these requests to the back end. So yeah, get request gets data back from the server. A post request pushes data to the server. Server adds new data to the server. A put or a patch updates the data that's there. So you can update using put or patch request, and then delete will delete it. So you pass through these literal keywords, and you can perform these functions on the database data that's there, on the data in the database. Yeah, so with that, when you make a request to the server, you get back a status code, and it'll tell you how the request went. So if you get a 100 or a 101 or a status response beginning with 1, it means that the request was received but it's still processing. If you get something starting with a 2, so a 200, it means it was a success. Your request was successfully received. 3 something and given back as well, like if you requested something, you got it received from the client. And then 3, so 300, 301 redirect, that means it's going to redirect or further action must be taken. If it was 401 for example, that means it's a client error, so the request doesn't have everything that it needs. And then 5 means it's a server error, so the server couldn't give you back your request. So cool. So now we're going to set up a JSON server mock backend. So we're going to install JSON server to do this. So I'll just close down all these pages, because damn, there's a lot of pages, let me tell you. So we'll go to JSON server. Cool. And here we go, npm, and we're just going to install this package. So we'll copy this command, go to our terminal, paste, and go. So basically what this does is we create a JSON file, and this acts like a backend for us by using this. So if we go here to routes, we can see we have those routes there, our get, post, put, patch and delete. So we can get a specific entry, that's what this /1 is, or else we can just get all the data by profile. Or maybe profile only has one piece of data, but with the / and the ID, you're getting back a specific post. So yeah, so basically we're going to create this file, and what this JSON server allows us to do is interact with this file and add or push or post or delete things to the file, but it's acting like a backend, so we can get all the practice in that we would with a backend, but it's just from this npm install, so very cool. Cool, so now once we have that installed, which we do, added 100 packages. Okay, well, let's add a JSON server anyway, so cool. And then 100 packages, I don't know why it added 100. And then we'll just do npm audit fix as well, because it's telling us to here, and we have 2 moderate severity vulnerabilities. So let's just fix them. And then we'll come to our package.json and tell it about this server that we're going to be using. So I'll just open this out again so y'all can see what I'm doing. Yeah. So package.json, here we go. And in our scripts, we're going to add a new line, which is going to be for a server. So server, dot dot, and then we can tell it where that is. So we want it to run JSON server and dash dash watch, and then we tell it the name of the file that we want it to watch. So we're going to call this file db.json, which we still have to create, so we'll do that. And we'll give it another default port to run on as well, so we'll give it the port of 5000, because if it just does it without you specifying the port, it'll run it on 3000, but that's where our React server is running on, so we'll give it our own port to run on instead. So right at the root, in the source here, we want to add a new file. No, we don't want it in the source folder, sorry, we want it literally in the root, so in the feedback page here. New file, and this is going to be db.json. Yeah. And then in here we're going to put our data. So it needs to be a JSON format, so we'll open up our curly braces and then we'll add in the different schemas that we want. So we'll just have one feedback, and this will be an array, and we'll have some objects in here. So we're going to have the same fields, which is ID, we put them in double quotes, ID, and 1, rating, 10, and text, which will be, this is feedback item 1 coming from the back end. So, and this is a string, so we put this in quotes. This is feed, whereas the numbers we just type in the numbers in coding, but a string you put it in double quotes. And then this is how the configuration is for your DB JSON, so that's why these are in the quotes as well. So we're saying this is feedback item 1 from the form from the database, or backend I should just say, because it's a mock database, isn't it? And then we'll add a comma, and we will add in a few more of these. So we'll have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we'll just go for 3, and I'll say ID 2, ID 3, rating of 9, rating of 3. That was a bad day. 4 got hit by my keyboard, so it doesn't matter. Going to leave that there. This is just mock data. Going to save this. Perfect. So now if we add a feedback item, it's going to automatically add the ID for us. We don't need to use the package UUID 4, but that was a great way of generating these IDs for us previously. So, but now this will automatically add a new ID for us. So we'll save that. And now we should be able to run our server and see this in action. So, let's see. And I'll just pull this all the way up here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Cool. So I'll do npm run server. Perfect. And see, it started at first then. Hi, how are you? It started it on port 500 first, so it ran the JSON server watchdb JSON command, and it opened this on port 500, so that's lovely. Let's have a little look what's in here. There we go, look, we're getting some stuff already. Here. I don't know what's supposed to be here, but doesn't look like we've got much. Okay, so it's responding with 404. That's okay for the moment. Cool. So let's just keep going for a minute. Okay, so I'm going to just open up Postman. I think I have Postman installed. I should do Postman. No Postman. You can get Postman online, so for the time being I'll just do that Postman online. So this is just a way of testing your API requests, Postman. It's a great tool, actually. It's brilliant. So yeah, let's have a go. Used by 13 million plus developers worldwide. So great, yeah. I think it was recently acquired by a bigger company, or else they got lots of funding. It's a great service anyway. So I should even have an account. Like, I have used Postman. I'm surprised I don't have it on the computer, but my memory gets full, you know, so I just get rid of things then sometimes that I have not really needing, because your girl needs space. So let's sign in and just see whether this will bring us to the view that I'm expecting. I want to actually see Postman here, so sign in, bada bing, for the moment. Sign in. So I'm just signing in, and then we're good to go. Okay. So I still don't know where. I guess when you open up my workspace, okay, so I think this should open what it is we are looking for right now. Do 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 do. Yes. Collections, yeah. I mean, yeah, this is what we want. Cool. So now here we're going to add http / localhost and 500, I guess. Yeah, port 5000. So lagazo and / the name of our collection, and that's feedback. So let's try. So could not send. So let's just make sure we're still running here. Yes, we are. So I'm just going to copy this link to make sure there was no errors there, which I don't think there was, but you know, you can never be too sure. Paste that in. Yeah, that was the same. It's definitely a GET request because we're just trying to get back this data that we've defined. Feedback is what it's defined as. If I come back to my browser and send, just in case there was a spelling mistake. And No dice. So, okay. Learn more about troubleshooting API requests. Yes, please. Because I don't know. Right. Common issues. So what was our exact error before we keep looking in this learning center? Yeah, so I did use HTTP. Go back. Go back, you wench, you. Just wanted to use some old language. Not a great word to pick, but it just popped into my head. So anyway, come on, mate. Throw us a bone here. We had a rough day yesterday. We're having another... Look, this is all part and parcel of it. There's no such thing as a rough day. We're having a fab day. We're learning. So great. When you're learning, you're progressing. You know, learning isn't always just smooth sailing. Sometimes you get the smooth days, sometimes you get the rocky days. And that's just how it goes. So, this is taking its time, let me tell you. We don't go all day, mate. In fact, again, patience is key. Patience is key. No point in rushing. So, what is going on? Let's add a new collection. Let's call this feedback. Okay, let's... No authentication, because we don't guts any. Cool. And then... in here, add a request. Get request. From this URL. So let's just see what it says down here. I mean, oh look, there we go, resources, exactly. Let's click on this and see if we've any better results. Here we go, it's opening up in our browser. There we go. So great, we can see it anyway running. Oh, do I need to have my server running as well? Doubt it, no. But let's do npm start. I do doubt it, to be honest. We're hitting a particular endpoint. It's not got to do with our running of it. What we're doing is we're getting it from literally this endpoint, and when we click that we see our object. So what's going on there? Your girl isn't so sure just yet. So that's it. Copied. Let me just zoom in there. That is tiny. Sorry guys. So this is what this looks like. Whoa, took it to the extreme. Went too far. Too far. So we'll just zoom out a bit. That equal shouldn't be there. I will close this over so you can see what I'm actually doing. The send button just about fits. So let's send. I just seen it, guys. I literally just seen this myself with my own 2 eyes. So send again. What's going on? Doesn't look like it's working, but it's not telling me it's not working. Send. What you doing? Right. So Add a request. Get request. At this URL. Sending request. Oh, sorry. Just didn't scroll down far enough to see the fail. Okay. Cannot send request to localhost. Use Postman's desktop agent. Send request locally. Okay, I need to download and install Postman. Okay, cool. Great. At least we found out what was going on. That's fine with me. Sorry, I have an itchy shoulder. Just realised how awkward I must look there. So, excuse me. Sorry. I'm a lady. Don't awkwardly scratch your shoulder on camera. You just sort of forget, you know, it's a whole hour and you're just sitting here. So, yeah, it's easy to... I'm playing with my hair like, what am I? I'm a professional. So, here we go. That's opening when complete now. So, soon enough, we will have a bit of a better grasp on this. So, at least we know you cannot use the web Postman to run requests. It seems like it needs to be the downloaded version, which my computer might throw out its toys out of the pram, but we shall soon see. So cool. Okay guys, so I paused the video just to try and figure out this download, and I honestly don't know what's happening. So, and now it's installing it. Fab. I've been trying to install that for a while and it just was flicking up and doing nothing. Do we have it yet? No. Yeah, it's not actually installing it. So is there another way to install the desktop agent? Because this ain't working for me. So install Postman desktop agent. And let's see. Download Postman. Let's try it a new way. Because nothing's happening. Okay, great. Your download will begin. Downloaded it twice now. I'm all ready. But let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I have faith. I have faith. I got the faith. I got the what? The F faith. So, okay. 6. This is a different version. So, let's let that go. And then I'm going to click it because it just was just doing this little flicker thing and not doing anything. So hopefully. Probably Postman's way of saying don't uninstall me in the future. Keep me installed. So let's see. Let's see what Postman has to bring. Okay. 1 second, 0 seconds, cool. Let's click it. I'm holding my breath. Oh, patience averts you. It says opening when complete. It also said it was complete. So you guys can't see this. It just disappeared. And is it opening? Like, what's going on? So it said it would open when complete, but it doesn't. So just need to change my seating arrangements here because you know. In we go. Oh, why is this so uncomfortable today? Oh, great. I have a little loading circle. This is not as comfortable as I thought it would be. Oh my god, it's opening. Yes. Yes. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Keep going. Keep on going. Show me the interface. Yes. Yes. Great. We have Postman. Fab. I paused the video and I was stuck for a while. It just wouldn't install when I clicked the install from the website. So yeah, Postman, might want to have a look at that. But and this time I just downloaded a new one and it worked. So let's sign in. Keeps opening on my main page, but that's alright. That's alright for the night. So this is just loading up on my second monitor here, my laptop screen. So just looking at it, I'll just show you guys. This is all that's happening. Sign in from your browser, cool. Sign me in, sign me in, sign me in, please. That would be great. Thank you. I will close off this stuff. Open Postman. It's great to see you too. And then there we go. Great, it's working anyway. It's just taking a moment, but it is working. So we are in business. We in business. So perfect. Let's create a workspace. Create a workspace. Call it feedback. Feedback. Create workspace and team. That's fine. It's just me on this team, but you know, maybe I need some new team members. Anyone want to join? And go to workspace. Let's click it. Perfect. And let's run this request again. I have hope. I have hope. Yes. Let's go. Get request. Bada bing, baby. Where are we going? I keep getting like knocked offline for some reason today. And I do not know what it is for the life of me. So, back up, tall lady in the house. Collections, create a collection. Add a request. Paste in our URL, send. Yes! So yes, you just needed the desktop application to send a localhost request. So we have our data, ladies and gents. Whoever you are, we've got our data. So I am happy, happy, happy camper. So there we go. Check it out. Check it out now. Funk soul brother right about now. What is a funk soul? What? Okay. So we have our data. Fab. Great, we can continue. Cool, so I'm going to create a post request now to add some data to our backend. So let's say post here. And then we need to add in what it is that we want to post. So in our body here, we'll use our form encoded and then fill in this information. So this is how you send a post request. So what we want to do for a key, we'll say rating and we'll give it a value of 9. Then we'll say text and say feedback rating new, and let's send this and see what happens. So great, we got a status 201 created, so perfect. Here you can see the status, so that's the response. I was telling you that when you send a request you get a status response back. 201, the request has been fulfilled and resulted in a new resource being created, and our resource is this rating 9, feedback rating new, and our ID is 4. So now if we do a get request, we should have this new piece of information in our backend. And we do. Fantabuloso. So I'm also guessing if we check that file, it will be reflected in there, because surely that's the point. And it is. Woo! We got a backend. What? We got a database file. We got a what? Great. Super. So that is just lovely to see, you know, better than going around in the old circularoonies. So brilliant. Oh yeah, I forgot Postman was no longer in our browser. So cool. Great. And yes, it adds in the ID for us. Perfect. So if we wanted to delete, we can also make a delete request. And for a delete request, we just pass in the ID. So we'll say of ID 4 and let's send that. Status 200 OK. And let's go and check our file. Yes, and ID of 4 is gone. It was here. So we just have ID 1, 2 and 3 now. Perfect. Great. Yes, and in our console we should see the routes that we've been hitting as well. So if I open up my console here, like this. Why are you being strange? Okay, so there we go. So here in our terminal it should tell us the endpoints that we've been hitting. So there we go. Look, we've hit our get request. We weren't getting stuff for a minute, and then we got our feedback, our post, our get, our delete. Perfect. Great, 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 great. Perfect. Great, so we have a full CRUD API here now, and we can do filtering, sorting, get, post, put, delete. Fab. So it's a really good mock backend that we can test out all of the requests that we'd be using with a regular application, and then all you would actually need is a physical database, or still it's not physical but a database, you know. So but this is, we can send our API requests, we can set up our requests in our files and stuff. So this is really useful. We're doing so much of the legwork apart from just having the backend. So we're going to see how all of that works now. Cool, so we're going to install a package called Concurrently, which allows us to run multiple scripts at once. So at the moment, if we want to run our backend and our front end, we need to run 2 separate commands, whereas if we install concurrently, we can just run one command and fire them both up together. Stops us having to have one terminal open for our React application and one for our backend. Instead, we'll run a script and that will do both of those things for us. Very good. Love it. So, yes, so what we want to do first of all is install this package concurrently. So I'll just drop my server here. And we'll say npm install concurrently. Is that how you spell that? Let's see. There could be another package called concurrently if we spelled that wrong, so let's just Google it as well and make sure it is indeed the package that we want. And your girl got too many browsers open. Close. No, let's not leave anything just yet. You never know what you're leaving. So, concurrently npm. There we go. Run multiple commands concurrently, like npm run watch and npm run watch less. So perfect, and just run them together. So that's still installing. Perfect. So we'll give that a moment. Great. So I'm trying to remember the name of the package that we installed for our database. My brain has already forgot my what? Rain. So I'll just go to my history here and have a little goosey gander. JSON server, yes. So cool. And let's go back to our terminal here. That's still going. So still going to just take a note here. Cool, great. So great, we're getting on super. Okay, so great, that's installed. And now I want to open up my package.json, which is here. And we can add another script. So I'll have a script called dev. And here I want to run concurrently. So concurrently. And we need a backslash to escape these double quotes. I need 2 of them. And I'm going to say npm run server. And another backslash. And then we want to add in our second command, which is npm start. So perfect, and save. Lovely. So now if I do npm run dev, this should run both of these first. So let's open up our terminal again, new terminal, and delete this old one because we don't want anything running there, and say npm run dev. Yes, npm run server, npm start, perfecto selecto. Brilliant, cool. Great. So it's already run the back end and now it's continuing to run the front end. And there we go. Look at this, guys. We're in the money. I'm just turning down my phone. So great. So now if we have a localhost 3000, this should open up our application. And if we go to localhost 5000 and /feedback, we should see our data in our back end. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. And let's just add another item here. So we'll go to put and just to feedback. Why is that still going? I thought I put it on silent. Cool. And oh, shukra. So that's sugar in Irish, by the way, guys. So then let's go back to our code here. So there we go. Send 404 not found. What you doing to me, boy? So all right. Rating feedback, yes. What else are you telling me? Nothing. So let's make sure that this is running here. So, oh look, we have a few errors. App is defined but never used in about, oh, just cool. Oh, they're not really all that important. They are, but I just have unused usings. And it doesn't like them. So let's fix them. In our component about JSX, we have app defined, but it's not used. It's stopping it from running. No, it's not. Cool. So I'll delete that. That will fix that one, that error. It'll compile again. It'll tell us another error. So on feedback list line 32, we have an unused block. Yes, they're just my comments. I quite liked them, but you don't. So okay. Save. And then on page.js, navigate is defined but never used. Yes, okay. Got you. And this, cool. Yeah, I mean, great. You know, we're going into production now. we really should have all of our little errors tied up, you know, before we were in our development mode, but now we are in production mode. So yes, we should clean these things up at this stage and even before, but I just didn't do it yet. So that's great, guys. So now what we're going to do is actually hook this up, and we're going to have our back end hooked up to our display here, and we're going to show the data that we have from the back end on the front end. So that is absolutely brilliant. And you know what, guys, I think that this is an actual perfect place to stop, because we have everything running. We've nearly hit the hour, but we have everything running here. We have, now he's just like looking around. Yeah, so I think this is a great place to stop. So basically we have everything set up now. We have our back end set up through our package that we installed, JSON server, and that's after creating this file for us that literally acts like a back end, so we can post, put, edit that data, and that file will get updated like you would in a back end database. We have concurrently, that's just after firing up both of our packages here for us, so that's great. We've installed Postman, we're able to test our requests. Let's try and run that again, because I don't know why that didn't run. No. Post. Let's try post. Perfect. So we got our post, and that created our new addition for us. So perfect. So here in our folder, in our file that we created, at the very top level, db.json, we should see this new item for rating of 9, feedback rating new. Let's add one more just to show you that it's going in there. So I'll give this a rating of 2, and I'll say feedback rating even newer. Ay, 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 mamma mia. Send, and we'll see that in the file. So there you go. So everything is hooked up. Now all we need to do is display it back on our front end. So link it up to the data that we're actually displaying here, and get this instead from our back end or our server, our server.json file, or db.json file, sorry, server JSON server. I'm speaking too quickly here. JSON server is the name of the npm package that we installed, and the name of the file that we created was called db.json, which is our JSON file that's acting like a backend for us. So absolutely super duper, guys. We're on to a winner. Thanks so much for joining me, Lily Code, for another episode. I appreciate it so much as always. Please do like and subscribe if you want to, and just have a fabulous day for yourself. So thanks a million, guys. See you tomorrow.